reading a Game of Thrones at the moment, so every book that I read is like, that book is so short. Oh my gosh. Because the Game of Thrones is really long. Like, really long. Okay. Hi, so I'm so excited for this video. I'm really excited for this video. I don't know why I just did that. That was so unnecessary. Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to do a collective haul for you. Why am I moving my hands? I don't think you can see that I'm moving my hands, but I am. Okay, let's focus because we have so much stuff to get through today. Okay, I sound like a teacher. Okay, so today I'm going to do a collective haul for you. First off, there are two things that I need to say. The first is, I'm sorry about the lighting. I know it's different because I'm filming at a different time of the day and there are lights on in my room. So yeah, I apologize if things are different. Maybe they'll be better, I don't know. But yeah, so if you don't like the lighting, I'm sorry about that because it is different. The next thing that I would also like to apologize for, it's weird, sorry, my video put two apologies, okay. And I'm sorry also for this long introduction. The second thing that I want to apologize for is, I have a cold. I used to have a flu, or I had a flu like a couple days before, and now it's turned into like a cold. So my voice isn't like, you know, gonna be amazing, and I am gonna be reading blurbs to you from the books today. So I'm sorry if like you can't understand what I'm saying, but I will try my best to speak clearly and concisely for you. Okay, so let's get into this book haul. So all of these books, or most of them that I'm going to show you, the first ones that I'm going to show you at least, I bought because when I shouldn't have been buying books, because I had just bought a Game of Thrones and I hadn't been reading them because I was sick and because I felt I was going to die. Not really, but you know when you're sick and then you feel like you're going to die and you're just, yeah. Okay, so I really shouldn't have been buying, or I really shouldn't have bought these books, but I did, so oh well. And then there are two books that I bought because I needed to buy them because I had read the books and I wanted to buy the books because, you know, I needed them. And then I think there are like 4 books that were for university, which I will show you at the end, just really quickly. Because I do an English course at university, and so for that course I have to buy like, you know, like novels that you can read. Yeah, so they're not like textbooks or anything. Okay. So let's get into it. The first outing that I made to the bookstore, I bought 3 books, and I bought this one. This is the first book that I bought. It is The Twisted Heart by Rebecca Gowers. I'll read the back to you. It says, but as Kit uncovers a mystery involving the young Charles Dickens and the slaughter of a prostitute known as the Countess, she is sucked back into the world of books and discovers how Dickens became tangled up with this horrendous crime. So I read this blurb, I saw the cover, which I really like actually, and yeah, I was like, you're gonna buy this. It's about Charles Dickens. You're doing, you know, this Charles Dickens classic challenge. If you don't know about that, there'll be a video about it in the bottom bar below that you can see. But yeah, I was just like, you know, I'm not actually really doing that well with this challenge. So I was like, why don't you read a book about the author that you're doing the challenge on? So that is what I did. I found this book, not on purpose, and it's not that big, so I'm really excited to read it. And the blurb sounded really interesting because, you know, it's a book about reading books, kind of about a really famous author, and I really love mysteries. Okay, so that's the first book. The second book is oddly also part of my challenge kind of thing, because the challenge was to read all of Charles Dickens and all of Jane Austen's books, and so Jane Austen book, Emma. And it says at the back that Emma is arguably one of Jane Austen's best books. I'll read you the blurb. It says, beautiful, rich, self-assured, and witty, Emma Woodhouse delights in matchmaking those around her with no apparent care for her own romantic life. Taking young Harriet Smith under her wing, Emma sets her sights on finding a suitable match for her friend. Chided for her mistakes by old friend Mr. Knightley, it is only when Harriet starts to pursue her own love interests that Emma realizes the true hidden depths of her own heart. Delightful, engaging, and entertaining, Emma is arguably Austen's most well-loved social comedy. And, I mean, this book was $5. $5. It's hardcover, it's heavy, it's a Jane Austen book, and it's arguably Austen's most socially comedic book. And I was like, wow, it's really good. I don't really think it's a comedy, but I'm really intrigued by, the use of the word social comedy. So I'm interested to see, because I don't really know what it's about. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this book, and it's hardcover. It's awesome. I'm so glad that I got it, even though I shouldn't have. Book almost fell. Okay. And the next book that I got, I'm also excited for, and it's this. It is Atlantis by David Gibbons. I'll read you the back. It says, one day on a dive in the Mediterranean, marine archaeologist Jack Howard gets lucky. Very lucky. He and his team uncover what could be the key location to the lost island. Jack is on the verge of making an astounding breakthrough, but someone else knows about Atlantic's location, and Jack and those closest to him are suddenly locked in a life-or-death game with consequences that could destroy thousands of lives. For what Jack discovers is beyond his wildest dreams, but it comes at a terrifying price. So I read that. I was really interested by it. I saw the title, Atlantis. I love the movie. I love all things Atlantis, and I was already gonna buy it, and then I read the back, and I was intrigued, and there's lots of good reviews for it. Reviews? Yeah, like things by like the Daily Express and the Mirror and stuff. And so yeah, I was really excited, and it was only $5, so I got it. The only thing I don't like about this book is over here it says $10.99. I paid $5 for it. But this is not a sticker. I got it home and I was like, it doesn't come off. It's not a sticker. I was like, who prints the price permanently onto a book? Who does that? But it was $5, so I just got it anyway. So yeah, those are the 3 first books that I bought, and then I went out again some time later, and I bought 2 more books. The first one I'm really excited. I'm saying this for all the books, but this one I'm especially excited for this because it's this book. It is Tinkers by Paul Harding, and I'm really excited for this book because it is the winner of the Pulitzer Prize. And the Pulitzer Prize is a really, really prestigious award, and one of the books that I know that has won the Pulitzer Prize is To Kill a Mockingbird, which is an amazing American novel, and yeah. And then I read the back of this book, the blurb thing, and I was like, wow. Like, I read it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get you now. So yeah, I'll read it to you. An old man lies dying, confined to a bed in his living room. He sees the walls begin to collapse, the windows come loose, and the ceiling plaster falls off in great chunks, showering him with a lifetime of debris, newspaper clippings, old photographs, and the mangled brassworks of antique clocks. Soon the clouds from the sky above plummet down, followed by the stars, till the black night covers him like a shroud. He is hallucinating, in the dead throes from cancer and kidney failure. A methodical repairer of clocks, he is now finally released from the usual constraints of time and memory to rejoin his father, an epileptic itinerant peddler, who he had lost several decades before. In his return to the wonder and pain of his impoverished childhood in the black woods of Maine, he recovers a natural world that is at once indifferent to a man and inseparable from him, menacing and awe-inspiring. So yeah, I read that and I was just, I was like, you're gonna get this book, it's amazing. Yeah, so I got the book. I'm really excited to read it, and it's not that big. I'm reading a Game of Thrones at the moment, so every book that I read is like, that book is so short, oh my gosh. Because the Game of Thrones is really long, like really long. Okay, but yeah, I'm really excited to read this book because it looks really, really interesting. It sounds really interesting, actually. Okay, and I was like taking this to the cash register, and then on my way I saw this We the Drowned by Carson Jensen. I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, does that have blue on the sides like a Bible? Oh my gosh, I was like, that is so awesome. I am getting that book. I didn't even have to read the blurb. I got home and I read the blurb. I actually did not read the back of the book. I was like, I saw the book and I was like, and I just took it and I was like, okay, let's go. Because it's just awesome. I love it. It's so different. I haven't seen a book that like has blue on the sides like this. Yeah, and I'm really excited. I really like how the book looks. It's amazing. I will read you the back of the book. It is actually a really, interesting book, and it has really good reviews. on the back. Yeah, so I'll read the blurb. In 1848, a motley crew of Danish sailors set sail from the small town of Marstal to fight the Germans. Not all of them return, and those who do will never be the same again. Among them is the daredevil Lord Matson, who promptly escapes again into the anonymity of the high seas, spanning 4 generations, 2 world wars, and 100 years. We, the Drowned, is an epic tale of adventure, ruthlessness, and passion. Gosh, I cannot speak properly. But yeah, I'm really excited for this, and it's really different to like the normal type of books that I read, so I'm really excited to read this book. So yeah, those are the books that I bought that I really shouldn't have bought, but I bought them anyway, and so yeah. The 2 books that I bought that I needed to buy because I didn't have them, but I have read them before, are these 2. You all know what these are. I don't like this cover, actually. I'm okay with this cover, but I really do not like this cover. But I got it anyway because it was there. Yeah. I did a book review a long time ago on this book, the last book in the Hunger Games series. And I think I explained in that video why I did not have these 2 books. I don't really want to do it now because it's a long story, but anyway, there was a fault. I got the box set and there was a fault with the box set, and so I had to send the whole box set back, but I had already read the first and second books, so I just bought, I sent the box set back and I just bought this from like a bookstore, because I bought it online, so I just bought this from a bookstore, and so I had this, but I didn't have these, and so finally I got these. So yes, I now have these. I will do reviews on these 2 books, but I'll do them probably like closer to when the next Hunger Games movie comes out. So look forward to that. It's coming in a really long time, actually. And then the last books that I have to show you are like the school kind of books that I have. The first one is Orinoco by Aphra Behn. This is a really good book. It's actually Orinoco and other writings, but I haven't read any of the other writings in here. There's lots of other like short stories and novels, because a lot, like way back when Aphra Behn was writing, novels were really short. So yeah. Orinoco is a really good book. It's really kind of grotesque and different, and it's one of the first books or novels, you know, kind of ever written, and it's one of the first books written by a woman novelist. So yeah, it's really good, but I haven't read any of the other stories, but I know that Orinoco is good. The next book is this, The Merchant of Venice. This is kind of like a textbook because it has The Merchant of Venice like there, but then it has like all this stuff that I had to study about what each word in like The Merchant of Venice by Shakespeare meant, because everything has like a hidden meaning behind it, and it's really annoying. It's kind of good, but sometimes it can get annoying to have to like unpack every single sentence and word. Yeah, so that's another book that I got for English. And then I also do ancient history at university. I know, right? What am I going to do with my degree? And I got this. It is Sophocles. It's the Theban plays by Sophocles, and yeah. I didn't read all the Theban plays either. I only read, what did I read? Antigone. I only read Antigone because that's the only thing that I needed to read. So yeah, I got that. Yes, and it has like other Theban plays obviously, but I only read the one because I only needed to. But I probably will read the rest because I really like this. I really like it. And then this is the last book that I got for school, and it is Lysistra and Other Plays by Aristophanes. And yes, this is the last book I got. I only read in this, what did I only read? I only read The Clouds. Yeah, so that's the only like play that I read out of this, but I really liked it as well. So I'm definitely gonna read the rest of it, but I haven't read it yet because I don't have time to. But yeah, so those were all the books that I hold. Yeah, I'm really excited about all these books, about the ones that I haven't read yet, because yeah, I'm really excited about them. I'm so excited to read them and then do reviews on them, but at the moment actually I'm reading A Game of Thrones, so I can't do reviews on them. But yeah, so this is kind of like bragging, isn't it? I don't know, maybe it is, who cares? These are all the books that I hold. This is my collective haul for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.